Okay, so I'm pretty much starting off with a fresh face. I have on the Origins Vitazing SPF 15. It's a tinted moisturizer. I'm sorry, my stomach is growling right now. But this is, I mean, really, really, really lightly tinted. I just like this because of the SPF. And it does give like a little bit of a glow. So I like using that under powder foundations. But I'm not going to put on my powder foundation first. I'm just going to do my eyes first. But I'm just going to spray some Fix Plus on my skin just to keep it kind of moisturized. I feel like my skin's been like sucking up everything that I put on it, which is crazy because in the summer I'm usually like a grease pot. So, for my eyes, I usually do pretty simple stuff. Because it's fall, I do switch up the colors a little bit. I'm just going to use some Urban Decay Primer Potion. I don't use a ton of stuff like this. I'll usually just put a little bit on the inner corner, the crease, just wherever there's folds in my eyes. And the palette I'm going to use is the Bare Minerals Power Neutrals. And I mentioned this in a favorites video, my last favorites video. Oh my gosh, I look a hot mess. I just caught a glimpse of my hair in the viewfinder. Okay, I'm sick. Okay, I'm sick and I'm pregnant, so I think I have a pass. But this is how it looks. I love this. This is perfect for all seasons, honestly. You can do so much with it. I didn't use it that much in the summer. I kind of started playing with some other things just because I had some other things that I wanted to experiment with, but I really like this for fall. So, I'm just going to grab a flat shader brush and this sparkly color right here, and I'm just going to take a little bit, not much because it is really, really, really sparkly, and I'm just going to put that on the inner corner just to keep it bright. Okay, and as you can see, it's not a lot at all. Let me zoom in. Okay, so it's not a lot, but it's just a little bit. I just like to keep the inner corner a little bit brighter, not a ton. And now I'm going to go in with this bronzy, sparkly shade right here. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid. And the shimmery eyeshadows in this palette are like super shimmery. They're not like wannabe shimmery eyeshadows. They really have a lot of shimmer, so I don't like to use those in the crease. And now I'm swooping this to the inner corner, overlapping it over that brighter color. Now I'm just going to go in with a tapered blending brush, and I'm going to pick up this taupey color. It's really, really dark. It may not look that dark on camera, but it's pretty intense. So I'm just taking a little bit, and it's probably a little too much, but I'm just going to go in my crease and buff around the edges of that eyeshadow. And then I'm going to blend it upward. Now I'm just going to take another flat eyeshadow brush and take this peachy, it's like a matte peachy shade. I'm going to use that under my brows. I can't skip a brow highlight just because it's a habit. I have to have it. So, I just put a little bit of that under my brows. It may look a little streaky, but I always go back and blend. Okay. Now I'm just going to take this little smudgy brush. This is a E21 by Sigma. And I'm just going to take this dark brown and I'm going to put a little bit of that along my lash line. Kind of like an eyeshadow, no, not an eyeshadow, kind of like an eyeliner, but not super precise. Okay, so I'm just dusting off the excess shadow and I'm just kind of blending that brown eyeshadow. I don't want it to look like eyeliner because I'm still going to go in with eyeliner. I just want it to look darker. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal Carbon Black Liner Intense. I usually use my Stila All Day, what is it called? All Day something something. But that's getting pretty dried out, so I'm about to toss it. But I'm just going to take any old black liner and start making a line. I think I might go ahead and wing it. Just a little baby wing. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some concealer. This is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC35. I'm just going to put that over my blemishes. My skin has been relatively calm lately, and I have not been like doing a whole lot to it, but it's totally the hormones, because otherwise my skin would be going crazy right now. I know it may look like I have like a lot of breakouts going on, but I actually just have like a lot of marks from old breakouts. It's crazy because sometimes they look darker and sometimes they're not very noticeable. So I feel like right now they're noticeable, but I know your pigment does change a little bit when you're pregnant. Things tend to look a little darker. Now I'm going to take this Benefit Hello Flawless powder. This is in Toasted Beige. And this is a really, like, a full coverage powder. Like, this has a ridiculous amount of coverage. Like, look how opaque that is. So I'm just going to take that on this is a Crown C439 Deluxe Buffer. It's a lot like my Sigma round kabuki brush. I'm just pushing that into my skin. First I start off with more of like a pushing type of application just to set the concealer. And I don't go too up, you know, I don't go too far under my eyes, because we still have to put some concealer under there. And towards the bottom, I just blend, because I don't really have anything going on down there, and just blend it into my neck. Okay, so now I'm taking this, this is the MAC Select Moisture Cover Concealer. I really like this concealer because it has a really nice shade range. These come in flesh tones. This is NC30, and it's the moisture cover, so it's perfect for under your eyes. And I'm just gonna get that in there. I kind of like to draw it on. And then I'm just going to take this brush by It Cosmetics. This is the Blurring Concealer Brush, number 103. And just kind of wiggle it around. It's really, really soft, so it may look like I'm being a little rough with my under eyes, but it's so gentle, it feels like nothing. So I'm just going to set my under eyes with some loose setting powder. This is the It Cosmetics. I would flip it over, but it's going to get all messy. It's the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. And it's kind of like a yellowy translucent powder. But I just like to take a little bit of that, dab it right here, and then I'll start to sweep it upward. And I kind of blend it in. And I find this is like the best powder for creasing. So I realized that my camera stopped recording, and I'm curious to know how long it's not been recording. I really hope that I pressed record like as soon as I started. Ooh. Now I'm just gonna set my brows with some brow gel. So for mascara, I'm going to be using the Dior Iconic Overcurl. I started off kind of liking this stuff, but I'm not crazy about it anymore. So I'm just using it up right now. The wand is awesome, but the formula I'm not crazy about. I feel like I have to work with it way too much. Like my MAC Giga, is it the Giga something? The extended play. That one is so easy to work with. I find that in your last trimester of pregnancy, like you don't really want to talk to people that much. And I have to really like just be careful about that because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything. Because towards the last leg of your pregnancy, like people want to know, you know, how you're doing. They want to know if you're going into labor, and they want to know, you know, everything. But I feel like I've gotten a lot more private and a lot more to myself, which is totally okay, you know. And I don't know. I don't really care to, I mean, I still like to talk to people. I mean, I'm not antisocial or anything. It's just that, I mean, I don't like to be bothered too much. And it sounds so mean, but I know it's a temporary thing. I know it's like totally a hormonal thing. But I'm totally not the gal who wants like everybody crowding the hospital when she goes into labor and wants people in and out of the room. It just seems so chaotic for me. I feel like that's such a personal time, like those first 24 hours or first 48 hours that you have with your baby, you know, and you don't get that back. And when you're tossing your baby around to everybody, it's just like, it's not very personal, you know. I mean, this is your child, you know, which everybody, I mean, I still want my kid to be able to meet everybody, and, you know, I want everybody to be able to see him, but it's just, I just kind of want that first window of time for just like, you know, me and my husband and our parents, because it's big for us. So, all right, so now I'm gonna move on to a little bit of bronzer. Lately, I've been using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark, but I think I'm gonna do my matte bronzer by Too Faced. This is the Medium Deep. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of that on this Real Techniques brush. And I'm just gonna kind of swirl that around. My other bronzing brush, oh my gosh, I just tasted that. It tasted kind of good. My other bronzing brush is a little too stiff. I like to use something a little bit feathery. Just kind of like an air light application because I have powder foundation on. I can totally taste this stuff. This is crazy. I don't even like chocolate, but this stuff tastes pretty good. This is so weird. Oh my gosh. Guess you really can eat it. Okay, so the blush I'm going to be using today is by Milani. This is in Bella Rosa. I'm just going to use a little bit because this is like super pigmented. Oh gosh, I just got it all over my hand. Yeah, that's super pink. But I'm just going to put like a little bit on my brush and then tap it off on the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to go in and kind of stipple and swirl until I build it up to my liking. And the brush I'm using, like this is my all-time favorite blush brush. I bought a blush brush from MAC. Still not my favorite. Nothing beats this like super cheap e.l.f. brush. This is the e.l.f. blush brush. I absolutely love it. And I mean, no matter how many blush brushes I buy, like this one can't be beat. I don't know, it's just so soft. I've had this one for maybe almost 3 years. And I've washed it a ton. So, I mean, I don't know. If all else fails, I will lose this brush, break this brush, and be able to buy another one for $3 at Target. So, it's not a bad deal. I think we're blushed up enough. Now I'm going to use this highlighting palette, sort of like a palette. This is like one of my old favorites. This is the Marc Jacobs Light Show in Close Up. I love this stuff. I mix a little bit of the first and second color, the top two light ones, and sometimes I'll use the bottom one. It just depends on how light or dark I am or whatever. But I usually just mix the top two, and I'll just take that on the high points of my cheekbones just to give a little bit of a glow, which you may not really see this on camera at all, but it looks gorgeous in person. Just because it looks really like natural. It's kind of like a matte glow. And if you want to kind of sharpen up like your contour or whatever, just go back in with your brush and you can totally just kind of go right under. Or you can even add a little bit more powder if you need it. This is one of my favorite fall and winter really easy go-to colors by Revlon. This is Fig Jam. This is one of the lip butters. And it looks like this. So, so pretty. It looks really, really dark, but it's buildable and super moisturizing. Now, if you were like one of those matte lip type of gals, then you won't like this one very much. Maybelline has a really pretty lip color. The one I was going to use today, Touch of Spice. And this is absolutely like most comfortable matte lipstick that I own. I actually picked up a couple more colors of their matte lipsticks. Yeah. I love this color because it's like really no fuss, easy. It looks like you're kind of like fall trending, but you're not like doing way too much. So Oh gosh, my hair looks so bad right now. I'm so congested. Okay, so that is my little fall, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, get ready with me, or I don't know, just kind of like how I switch up things for fall. I just go a little bit darker on the eyeshadow or a little bit deeper, a little bit cooler sometimes, and then I'll just do something a little bit darker on my lips. Something like this is ideal. Last year when I did like an almost autumn tutorial with the Cat Eyes palette, I used MAC Fast Play, another really good transitioning into fall color, or if you like doing darker lips but you're just not ready for that super like vampy lip, perfect, like super wearable. It just kind of looks like more of like a bitten lip color. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I hated the fact that I had to, you know, kind of disappear and come back and then disappear again. But pregnancy is so unpredictable, and on top of me being sick, it's just not, it hasn't been easy, but it's so totally going to be worth it. I already know. So I'm excited for the end of it. There will be some point where my videos may lag a little bit. Again, just a warning, because baby is going to arrive and I've got to tend to my baby. So, but I may actually pre-film some videos and just set them up to upload on certain dates. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of feel it out, because I will be doing a little bit of vlogging here and there. Not like serious vlogging. I'm not really like that great of a vlogger, but it's something that's kind of fun, and it's kind of cool to look back on times like this. You know, just being in my 3rd trimester, being super pregnant and doing super weird stuff. So I figured this would be kind of fun for me to look back on.